Okay, so for the first item, we'll connect to the Compax3 ServoManager software and configure the drive to tell it what motor is connected. Go ahead and go into the online device identification. You can just double click, it'll connect and determine the unit that it is for the hardware. So at the top you'll notice it's an i31T11. If you have a T30 or T40, you need it to be a EtherCAT slave. So go into the device selection wizard. You can keep everything else the same. Just click next, and you can then dumb it down to a T11, which is a slave node on the EtherCAT master EtherCAT network, and then press next and then press OK. Then it should be i31T11. In the C3 ServoManager software, after you do the online device identification, if you go ahead and scroll all the way down, you'll see the IP address, which is 192.168.100.1. Even though this is an IP address, this is set up from the EtherCAT master. This does not give you TCP IP configuration like the EPL units. So there is no TCP IP communications in the C3. It's only for the i30 and the i32, not the EtherCAT units at this time. So here is the help file, and on the X23 is labeled as the input and the X24 is the output. On the EPL it doesn't make so much of a difference. On the EtherCAT it does, because the EtherCAT motion bus across the Ethernet hardware goes out and looks in order for which nodes, and so it sets the addresses based on the order. So if you accidentally go into X24 on the very first one and X out on the X23, then that's going to screw up the addressing on the nodes on there. And since you have the option to do FOE on the PAC controllers for EtherCAT, that they can actually download the configurations from the controllers depending on the description files, that can cause problems. So just be sure to use the X23 as the input and the X24, and then the dip switch settings on the bottom on the S24 are binary weighted. So if the second one is on and the first one is off, that's number 2. If both the first 2 dip switches on S24 are on, that's unit number 3. Just make sure that they're unique on the EtherCAT network.